I was in my hometown of Memphis a few years ago, and I got the chance to check out a high school basketball game. Again, keep in mind, I rarely get to check out high school basketball at all at this point in my life. I'm very busy. I was in Memphis. I got to check out one of the top prospects in the country at the time. It was James Wiseman. I got to see him at East play, and I was watching him. And if you're in my inner circle, if you're in my life, if you hear me say, "Uh-oh," then there's a real problem. Now, will I expound on that problem at that time? Maybe, maybe not. But I was with one of my homies, and I was watching James Wiseman, and I said, "Uh-oh." And again, when I say "uh-oh," it's never a good thing, and that doesn't mean the problem is here today. The problem could be here tomorrow. The second time I said "uh-oh" regarding James Wiseman was when the Memphis Tigers, James Wiseman committed to Memphis to play for Penny Hardaway, who had coached him in high school. And I'm watching James Wiseman. After about 2-3 games, he had some problems with NCAA. Didn't want to risk it, which I'm not too tied up over. It's his future. If it's an injury concern, he didn't want to play. That's one thing. But Wiseman was just like, look, I'm going on to get ready for the draft, right? So, okay, James Wiseman, for all intents and purposes, he skipped his entire college basketball season for Memphis. Fast forward to his NBA career. Okay, here we go. It's about 130 games of availability for James Wiseman as we're in year 2. And, the brothers played in about 39 games, started in 27. Okay, All right, so he's played in about, if you mix in COVID as well in the stoppage in the NBA season, he's played in about 39 games, 40 games in about 3 years now. That's not a lot of basketball. Starting 27 games in about 3-4 years, he's not playing enough. Okay, he's not going to get better on the sideline. The Warriors took this big dude at 2 in hopes of them filling a problem that they have had throughout their dynasty over the last decade. They haven't had stability at big, right? They've had, guys like Kevin Looney, Andre Bogut, and different guys. Even they went small ball with Draymond and KD. They've kind of went around the horizon. Everything has pretty been much stable, except center and sometimes the small forward position. But again, keep in mind, they've had Harrison Barnes, Kevin Durant, and now All-Star Andrew Wiggins in there at forward at small forward. So with all that being said, they've been pretty good at small forward as well. The center is the one position when they haven't had an All-Star caliber guy at. And I'm like, okay, when is Wiseman going to play? Draymond Green is out right now with injury. He'll be out. He's pretty much missed a lot of January, and he'll miss a lot of February. This is significant time where Wiseman could be getting a lot of minutes right now. And he's not getting those minutes. But you know who's racking those minutes up right now? It's Jonathan Kuminga. And Kuminga is improving at an incredible clip. He's a rookie this year. He's already shown me more than what Wiseman did last year. Look around. Anthony Edwards, he's not an all-star this year, but he'll be one in years to come. I would say maybe next year. Him and LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball's playing at an incredible clip. So number 1 and number 3 in that class will be all-stars really soon. If you look at that class from back in 2020, it's actually a fairly weak draft. If you look at, guys like Patrick Williams of the Bulls, he's not really a consistent in their rotation. Isaac Okoro is okay, hadn't been great. There's a lot of misses in that draft. The hits have been at the top in Edwards and LaMelo. Then you got some hits in the later lottery with Cole Anthony and Tyrese Halliburton as well. A couple in between, some guys that you see the potential and you see why, okay, I get why they drafted him there. Okongwu with the Hawks, he's in their rotation. He's a starter, in and out. There is some promise with a few guys in this class, but I don't know about James Wiseman because I haven't seen James Wiseman play enough basketball yet. The Warriors are going after this thing. Steph Curry is on the tail end of his prime. Now, his prime may extend longer because he's a shooter that plays below the rim and beyond the three-point line. So you would think Steph's got 5 more years, maybe even at this clip that he's playing. Klay missed 2 years. Maybe he's got 4 or 5 more years in his prime. The Warriors are after championships now, though. They're trying to continue that dynasty, kick off the second part of that dynasty right now. They don't have time to wait on guys. The time for guys to get healthy and get right was last year and maybe the first half of this year. I mean, you're running out of minutes here in Golden State. You're running out of opportunities in Golden State. You're running out of money. Think about it. Wiggins is an all-star now. The level of contracts that he will be able to get will be different nowadays. I mean, you think about a guy like, Jonathan Kuminga for years to come. He's going to get the bag. Depends on what you think about Draymond Green. The brother is averaging 7, 7, and 7, and did make the All-Star team. It's going to be tough to get rid of him, especially with how much of a factor and a catalyst he is for that defense. I'm saying, look around at this Golden State Warriors team. I would not be shocked one bit if by the end of the season, Jonathan Kuminga makes his way into that starting lineup. If the Warriors play small ball, Kuminga to me is athletic enough to defend, and he's getting more minutes. He's getting the opportunities that James Wiseman should have. Wiseman, big body, and again, hey, if the brother is a 12-year pro, he gets a 14-year career, from next year on and plays and never has an injury, I'll walk this statement back. I'm just saying I've never been the biggest fan of Wiseman. I saw him early in his career at Memphis in high school. I never got it. I don't see this all-star caliber guy, comparison and Chris Bosh and all that. I don't see the motor in this guy. He's not playing enough for me. And at this point, he's been a bust. And LaMelo and Anthony Edwards have been significantly better. And I can only imagine if the Warriors had picked LaMelo at 2, and look at what this team would have been. I mean, they would have found a way to make Steph, LaMelo, and Clay work. If you look at how LaMelo plays basketball, he would have worked with them. And if you're a Warriors fan, as great as you are, number 2 seed out West, you could be salivating forever thinking about the possibilities of LaMelo, Steph, Clay, Kuminga for years to come. That is ridiculous. With Moody, Poole, and Wiggins maybe off your bench, that is a ridiculous surplus of talent that Golden State could have had at their disposal. They picked Wiseman, and thus far he's been a bust. It's early, but he has been a bust so far.